Rabbits and hares. How are they different? They look and act so similar and are often confused for one another. The truth is, they actually couldn't be more genetically distant. The rabbit and the hare are part of a group called the lagomorphs, which also include picas, with the family name Lepidae. This translates from Latin as those that resemble lepus, lepus meaning hare. The fact that they can be difficult to tell apart is also reflected in particular names. So to add to the confusion, a jackrabbit is really a hare, but a swamp hare is really a rabbit. But let's not get it twisted. These two different species can't even mate with each other. So let's hop right on into what makes a rabbit and a hare so different from one another. Please smash the like button, subscribe, and hit that little bell for unlimited bunny content. Let's start with how to distinguish them physically. Aside from bunnies being much cuter to the human eye, hares are much larger than wild or domestic rabbits. Their bodies are longer, more slender, they have very long legs and bigger paws, while bunnies overall are a bit rounder and stubbier. Rabbits also have shorter ears than hares, and if you look closely at a hare's ears, they'll have black fur at the tip of the ears. Even an all-white Arctic hare will have this distinguished black marking on their ears. Hare eyes tend to bulge out a bit more versus the puppy-like eyes you'll find with a domestic bunny. The wild bunny also has smaller eyes too, but the domestics in particular come in a variety of colored fur patterns, while the hare is usually only neutrally toned. Some hares, such as the snowshoe hare and southern populations of the Arctic hare, change color with the seasons. Now for their personalities and lifestyles. Hares are pretty antisocial compared to rabbits. They actually live fairly solitary lives for the most part, with the exception being during mating season. But as soon as baby hares are old enough to be on their own, they will venture out into the world without their family. Rabbits are also very territorial. Any foreign rabbit that tries to make their way into the warren's territory will be viciously attacked and can even be killed. The dominant male then mates with most of the females in the area. Male rabbits even fight within a group to become the dominant male. There's almost no fighting among hares. They might just pair off with each other if they feel threatened for some reason. However, during mating season, a female hare will stand on her hind legs and use her front paws to literally box with the males. The female initiates this behavior, which is aimed to tease and test the male's strength before deciding whether to proceed on the next step of courtship. We should also remember that hares have not been domesticated, while rabbits are often kept as house pets. When we take domestication into account, of course the domestic rabbit will comparatively be more docile and friendly to humans. These differences and personalities also play a big role in their environments. Most wild rabbits are born into social hierarchical colonies underground called warrens. The warren consists of intricate tunnel systems that are essentially safe havens from predators and a way to keep cool. When we see rabbits digging, it's usually because they are trying to construct a burrow. There are some exceptions, like the wild cottontail rabbit that lives in nests above ground and also live fairly solitary lives, like their hare cousins. The cottontail is native to the Americas. Because hares are runners, they prefer open area habitats such as prairies, where they can make their nests in small open depressions. This brings us to our next point, their main forms of protection. As hares and rabbits are considered prey, they have different defense mechanisms. The most evident one is hares are runners and bunnies are hiders. This is why bunnies prefer to burrow, while hares will run at lightning speed in a wide open space. Hares can run up to 50 miles per hour. That's right, they could literally run right alongside your car on the freeway. Rabbits are much slower, usually capping it off at around 30 miles per hour. That's if they're not feeling lazy. Let's look at how they're raised from birth. Baby hares are called leverets, and baby bunnies are called kits. Hares have a gestation period of 42 days, while rabbits have one of 27 to 33 days. At birth, the hare is fully developed for the most part, with fully grown fur and open eyes, which means they don't require a lot of parental care. While rabbits are completely hairless and cannot open their eyes for almost 10 days after they're born. This makes them slightly more vulnerable than the hare. They will often take 6 to 8 weeks to finally be weaned off their mother. In terms of diet, rabbits prefer soft stems, grass, or vegetables. Domestic rabbits are also more likely to consume man-made foods or exotic treats. Hares, on the other hand, eat more hard food like bark, rinds, buds, small twigs, and shoots. So now that we have an idea of their differences, what exactly happens when a rabbit and a hare meet? Well, despite their similar appearances, hares and rabbits are not genetically compatible. They wouldn't even want to be friends. Too much time has passed on an evolutionary scale since they shared a last common ancestor, from which both lineages split off. A species is typically defined as a discrete breeding population capable of producing viable offspring with each other. By comparison, hares and rabbits occupy entirely different genera. It would be the difference between, say, a domesticated cat and a tiger. Can you have a hare as a pet? Unlike rabbits, hares have not been domesticated by humans and wouldn't make for very good pets. They are very timid and skittish and require a lot of room to run. There are some exceptions that you can find on social media of hares being kept as pets that were likely raised from birth by humans, but this doesn't mean it's a good idea, and you definitely should not be capturing wild animals to bring them into your home. Domestic rabbits, on the other hand, make wonderful pets and can be potty trained and learn to respond to commands. This species of rabbit has evolved alongside human behavior for hundreds of years, and they sure do appreciate human affection. And yes, rabbits and hares share a lot of similarities as well, but this video is about their differences because they are so often conflated. So anyway, everyone, I hope you enjoyed this video. Our question of the day is, do you prefer rabbits or hares? Comment down below, and we'll see you soon.